Hey Eric, it's Brandon from Brickify. Just wanted to take a moment to send this video over to you like we talked about on the phone. My goal here is to add as much value to you as I can in a fairly short amount of time. And so my aim at what I do is to see what I can do to help kind of boost your online presence so that you can connect with more customers and grow your business, right? And so there's a handful of things that I look at. The first thing is obviously has to do with websites. If you have a website, then it's a way to connect with your customers. You know, we live in a world where people are going to go online and check things out. So when they go online, if they're able to click on a website and kind of get a vibe for who you are and what your business is about just by the look of your website, then that can go a long way. So I know home inspection is a very word of mouth business, and if you can have the connections with some real estate agents, then that can be extremely valuable. But there is also a lot of people moving to Texas from all over the place, and so they might be new to the area. They might not know who to contact for home inspection and stuff like that. And so if you have a website that's got some presence, then you're able to connect with those customers that don't have the familiarity with the area to be able to get that word of mouth information. So that's one of the benefits of having a website. And when it comes to having that website, designing something that looks nice and is appealing to the eye and stuff like that is important. But Google is not as concerned about how a website looks. They're looking at some other metrics, and I want to go over some of those things because what I do is I help people to get a website going, but I also build a website with search engine optimization in mind, because it doesn't do any good to pay money for a website that ends up at the back 4 or 5 pages of Google search results, and then nobody even sees it, And so I help people to rank higher so that they can take advantage of the search volume that's coming into the area. So that leads me to the top 3 things that help with ranking. And the first is keywords and content. The second is citations, and the third is backlinks. When it comes to keywords and content, it's really pretty exciting when you think about the home inspection in the area. So the first thing I did was I looked up home inspector in Humble, Texas, and you can see that there is 150 searches per month just in Humble, Texas. This 0 right here stands for keyword difficulty. That just means that if you implement this keyword phrase into the content of your website, it will rank really high very quickly. Because it's not a difficult phrase to use. And so it's really cool that you can target Humble, Texas and rank very high very quickly. And then because it's like on the outskirts of Houston, I also just ran some general numbers to see what the volume is in some of the other surrounding towns and cities. And you can see like Houston has 150 searches also, but the keyword difficulty is much higher. So it's tougher to get ranked high on Google's charts in Houston specifically. But if you target Tomball or Humble or Missouri City or Sugarland, Katy Spring or Magnolia, that's hundreds of searches that you could be accessing to connect with more and more customers. So if you're able to rank higher on Google, then you'll be able to connect with more of those customers. And so typically what people do is they're going to go online, that hundreds and hundreds of searches, they're going to go online and type in home inspector and the town or city that they're in. And so when I did that for Humble, you can see what the top 3 are. And so the goal would be to get you into the top 3 so that you're taking advantage of all of those searches that are coming in. Because you can click on more businesses and see the list of competitors that are out there, and you fall at spot number 11 right now. So there's definitely some things that we could do to get you bumped up into that top 3 so that you're connecting with more customers. And then after that, after keywords and content, is citation count. And citation is basically your business name, address, phone number, etc., as it appears on the internet. And so when I run the numbers for that, I use a tool called Whitespark, and that tells me how many citations different companies have. You're actually doing really well on your citation count. There's a couple that are higher than you, but you're higher than a couple as well. So that's really good. If you increase your citation count to, let's say like 40 or 50, then you'll be outperforming all of the competitors in specifically in the humble area, and that would be really beneficial for your Google rankings. So that just means getting your business information on more online directories so that Google is going, hey, I see unique home inspections here, 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 and here. They're popping up everywhere. It must be a legitimate business. Let's rank them higher. And so that's kind of how that works. And then the last thing is backlinks. Backlinks is essentially when someone clicks on a website and there's a link that they can click on and it directs them to your website. That would be a backlink. And so the more backlinks that you can have built into your website, the better, because again, it's kind of telling Google that your business is kind of popping up everywhere online and it should be ranking. And so just as a rough number estimate right here, this is the number 3 spot in Google Maps for Humble, Texas right now, and there are 44 backlinks. So if you move forward and decide to get a website built and want to also include the search engine optimization, then what I would be kind of researching is what it would take, how many citations, what are the backlinks would you need, and what kind of keywords and content would we need to structure into your website so that you don't just have a pretty designed website, but it's also ranking so that you're tapping into all of those customers and all of the areas that you want to kind of reach out to. And so that's what I do, man. I hope this adds some value to you, and I'd love to talk with you more after you take a moment to watch this video. So have a great night. Blessings.